Alicia Gonzalez is the Executive Director of Cubs Charities. They just wrapped up hosting the MLB Nike tournament here in Chicago. They announced an online charity auction featuring some exclusive prizes and lifetime VIP experiences. And all the money goes to open the doors for opportunities in underserved communities through their youth baseball and softball programs. Alicia, welcome to Double Dallas. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, John?
I'm doing very well. Interesting game last night, huh, with all that high scoring?
Oh, my gosh, it was amazing. We were out there with actually a bunch of our kids, and it was electrifying. At the beginning, we thought, oh, God, here we go again. But, we made a total comeback. Now, to spread it out over the rest of the season will be great.
Well, I would love to see that team get hot, and the Southsiders, too. But, it was a historic night in Major League Baseball last night. They've not had that number of runs scored, I think, in over 120 years.
That's what I saw, yes.
You know what I think it is?
What?
Global warming.
Oh. Well, it actually hasn't been that bad here.
It's either global warming or just a coincidence, but it was a historic night in Major League Baseball. I was looking through some of the lists of what I consider to be lifetime experiences for people to bid on, and the money goes to a great cause. I already mentioned that. In your mind, out of what is available for my listeners to bid on, what do you think are the true best lifetime experiences?
I mean, throwing out the first pitch is pretty incredible. How many times can you say that you've thrown out the first pitch at one of our iconic ballparks? I think that's one of the key auction items that we have. Being able to be in the scoreboard with Adbert Alzolay, that's pretty unique and exciting. I mean, what are the chances you get to, be in the scoreboard with a major league player? So, I mean, those are two that I think are wonderful. Or even just sitting in the suite with our ownership and watching a few innings. And I think, Tom is just such a great person to be around, and he knows the game well, and it's kind of exciting to be able to sit in the owner's box and watch a game.
Doesn't Tom normally make his way out of the box into the stands at some point?
He does. He definitely does. And he actually even made his way over to our RBI regional tournament as well, which I know we're going to talk a little bit about. But Tom and Laura Ricketts are both very, very big supporters of Cubs Charities, as well as obviously being incredibly available to fans when they're here at Wrigley as well.
All right, Alicia, you mentioned it. Tell us about the tournament.
So we hosted the MLB regional tournament here, and our RBI is reviving baseball in the inner city. So we, Cubs Charities, hosted 23 teams from the Midwest MLB clubs all around the city, mainly at UIC Granderson and DePaul and Kerrywood Cub Field were some of the fields that we used for the tournament. And it was really electrifying. We hosted it last year as well, but this year was even better. Laura threw out the first pitch. We had Elise Menaker from Marquee Sports Network throw out the first pitch at the softball games. And, just the camaraderie, despite, the competitiveness, there was a lot of camaraderie among the teams, among the families. I mean, kids were coming, for many of them, this was their first time in Chicago. They were able to go on a tour of Wrigley Field as well, which was unique to any of these RBI tournaments. And just the energy was electrifying. I mean, it was a long days and long nights, but well worth it to see such smiling faces on our young people.
And just to be clear, this isn't a one-off. This is a 9-month-long player development program, correct?
Yes. Well, yes. For us, we have a 9-month player development program at Cubs Charities, which is pretty unique compared to the other MLB clubs. But this one was for all the other RBI teams, but not all of them have full-on player development programs. But they do have, kind of more just baseball club teams, but not necessarily all the elements that we put into our RBI player development program, including academic support, civic engagement, family activities. We really have like a well-rounded program, so it's not just about baseball.
When you put together these programs for Cubs Charities, And, I'm looking at some of the auction items here. Play catch at Wrigley Field with Kyle Hendricks. Are the players really open to doing this? Or is it, I don't want to get into their business dealings, but, I know they're expected to do some of this, but, if you're playing catch with Kyle Hendricks, there has to be some sort of parameters as far as, don't throw it hard at his head, and be careful because, he's giving it his time as well.
Yeah, actually, speaking of Kyle, he was even out yesterday with us on the field as we celebrated our 11th class of Cubs Scholars, which is a scholarship and a scholarship program that we have for youth across the city. We've had 72 scholars, and he's been at this Cubs Scholars Breakfast for 7 years in a row. He greets the incoming class, and he, again, gives everybody hugs to the outgoing class that just graduated from college. So he's been a huge supporter of our programs, and, the professor, we always want him out with our education programs. But no, they've made themselves available to Cubs Charities when we ask. Obviously, some have gone above and beyond for us, like Kyle. Patrick Wisdom has been a big supporter. We think that getting these players engaged in our programs is really critical for us because this is the game they love, and we're utilizing baseball and softball to teach a lot more than just the athletic part of that.
I think a very reasonable bid where you can, I assume you do this at Wrigley Field, you can get a photo with Kyle and Rossi and the World Series trophy.
Yeah, that's pretty unique. I think, a lot of people pay a lot of money to get that to get a picture with the trophy. So I think, there's some really good bids out there. Really good options to bid on.
Well, are you doing anything special at Wrigley Field for National Hot Dog Day? Do we know?
Oh, well, I'm a vegan, so I'm not quite sure I know much about that.
Okay.
But if they might have a Beyond Burger option.
Well, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. I just drove through there the other day up Clark. They weren't home, so the traffic wasn't terrible. But wow, has that neighborhood transformed since the Ricketts owned that team? Yeah,
it's been incredible. And now we have the new sports book open as well here at Wrigley. So, yeah, we're growing. And it's really wonderful to see what they've been able to do here. Gallagher Way is truly a venue for families now, too. You always see people out there playing bags and playing catch on the little turf field there. And, there's music and, it's really wonderful to be able to look out your window and see all the families who are able to enjoy the venue even when we don't have a game.
What website should I send my listeners to bid?
Well, they can go to www.cubs.com/charity auction. And they can also, if they ever want to support Cubs Charities, we always have our 50-50 guaranteed, our 50-50 raffle during the games, which you can take your chances and also enter online. And like last Sunday's jackpot was $164,000. And someone claimed that. So, they get half that pot.
Alicia Gonzalez, thanks so much for your time. Congratulations on the win.
All right. Thank you so much, John. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.